welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We got a nice little Friday edition of the NBA Bit. We got a busy day on tap, boys and girls. We got a busy day. What do we got? We've got little VIP action coming at you this afternoon. I actually think we're going to make a slight adjustment to the VIP content, meaning I think we're going to do the Friday show free. We're going to call it a free Friday where it's access to everybody. So maybe we get some more people to sign up because they like it so much. And then we got Live Before Lock with our guy Worldwide Bob jumping on the show again. That's on the Elite Fantasy Hoops channel. And then we'll have Live After Dark for some VIP action. So get excited. Get excited. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We get some hoops to get into this morning. More importantly, who do we have in the chat? We got the comment says happy birthday to Spurs Rook, the Castle Regulator up in the chat. We got Daniel here, Bodivine Smoke some Friday. There we go. Friday. There we go. Very good. Very good. I believe that first episode of Hoop Sense, which I mentioned earlier, we recorded that this week. I think it's either today or Monday. Biggest bullish investor in the chat. There we go. So there you go. That's the business. If you have missed out on value hunting episode where we're giving away another rare tier card, you still got an opportunity to go check that out. That's over on our Elite Fantasy Hoops channel as well. That's it though. That's the business. We get some hoops to talk about today. Last couple days, actually. We got 2 days of action we can get into. We got a full slate tonight. We'll do some underdog picks again, too. We were very close. I don't know who tailed our underdog pick'ems from the Wednesday NBA Bit Show. We almost struck some gold in there. We were red hot early on. Didn't end up getting over the hump. I forget. I think it was the Cade Cunningham one where we adjusted the line, and I think he only got up to 24 or something like that. But he had like 17 at halftime when he didn't get the 30. Yeah, the Trey Mann 20-point game was good. Also, the Bilal Coulibaly steals, it prints forever. We'll talk more about Bilal Coulibaly here in a little bit. But let's get started here. Let me switch the screen to this, I believe. Yes. We're going to talk Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to start with the Bucks, man, and they are in trouble. Last night, they lose 122-99 to the Grizzlies. They were on the road, and like just that on its face, right? Bucks lose to the Grizzlies. You're probably not like, oh, whoa, what happened? However, the Grizzlies were without two of their starting five. They were without or three, actually, because I think Konchar's been starting a little bit for them. No Konchar, no Marcus Smart, no Desmond Bane in this game. John Morant absolutely took over from start to finish. Morant in under 30 minutes only played 29, and his plus minus, he accounted for plus one for every minute of action he played. He was a plus 29, finished the game with 26 points, 14 dimes, and 10 boards. Again, in 29 minutes. They get the Rook Jalen Wells, gave him 16 and 7 with the spot start. Santi Aldama with the 19 and 9, 13 from Triple J. But shout out Scottie Pippen Jr. too, who gave him 16. Not only did Scottie Pippen Jr. give them 16, but after the game, kind of took shots at now Bucks assistant Darvin Ham. I was going to say scam, decided not to. Darvin Ham. Because Scottie Pippen, if you guys remember, was on the Lakers, bounced around from their 12-man rotation to the G League, then was inevitably let go, bounces around a little bit more, finds a home in the Grizzlies, now has a 4-year deal. And Scottie Pippen just comes off the bench. Like, this game was still relatively in the balance early on. Scottie Pippen comes in, and in the first 3 minutes he plays, I think he scores 13 actual points. Was just on fire, set the tone early. Ja was doing a little bit of everything. We got JJL down on the mic. Good to see you, JJ. But the real concern here is the Bucks, man. And the Bucks look lost out there. And if you just look at the box score of Giannis, you see 37 and 11, right? Well, let me tell you this. Giannis was playing with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter when they were down 20 plus. So padded some stats with some garbage time. Probably should have finished with 31 and 9 or whatever it was. But the Bucks look lost, man. And there was definitely some shooting variance, right? I like Dame goes 0 for 6 from 3, 1 for 12 from the field. Gary Trent Jr., 0 for 7 from 3. Taurean Prince, 1 for 6. You had Bobby Portis, 1 for 5. Patty Connaughton, 1 for 5. They finished 9 for 42 from 3, going 21%. That's not going to happen every time, right? That's not going to happen every time. However, they just like, if you were watching the game, man, they're just not in sync. Bye. They're just lost. They're not like hustling. It's weird. It's like any 50-50 ball, you're seeing a Grizzly there first. Grizz were hungrier. There's just the vibes feel weird. They have Giannis and Dame. They should be able to get whatever shot they want. Like defensively, that's another story. But on the offensive end, they should have no problem getting great looks every single time. I don't know who can defend Giannis. And Dame is still, I mean, he wasn't last night, but Dame can still get buckets, right? He dropped 30-something on the Celtics, I believe. But man, and now, so they start off this season, right? The Bucks right now 1-4, 1-4. Granted, they've only had one home game. Four of those 5 games have been away. Now they've got 2 games with the undefeated Cleveland Cavaliers coming up. All right. Now, if you look, let's look at their upcoming schedule, man. Even if they split with them, right? Let's look at the Bucks' upcoming schedule here. Even if they split with the Cavs, who, again, the Cleveland Cavaliers under-freaking-feeded to start the season, right? Look at these losses, too, man. So they beat the Sixers. Their one win opening night against the Philadelphia 76ers, who were still without Joel Embiid and Paul George. Then they lose to the Chicago Bulls, the Brooklyn Nets, the Celtics, sure, and then the shorthanded Memphis Grizzlies. It's not even like they had a gauntlet of a schedule, you know? That's a couple of lottery teams. Now they've got 2 games against Cleveland on Saturday and on Monday, home and away. They get Utah, and then Knicks and Celtics, Toronto, Detroit, Charlotte, Houston. So maybe they get back on track here. But again, the East is a little bit more challenging and tricky than it's been in years past. And you get off to a slow start like this, it's going to take a little bit longer to get your stuff together. And the rumors have already started, right? So Regular says rumor has it that Bucks owner loves Doc and he will determine any trades that would happen. Maybe, but also the rumors that are starting is Giannis. Every podcast talked about it at least once this week. I think I heard Bill Simmons talk about it. I think I heard the Hoop Collective talk about it. Maybe No Dunks. I can't remember. But Giannis is out there. Like the concern now. Okay, Kevin O'Connor. That was the other one I was thinking of. The concern is that if like Giannis is here to win chips, right? And if his team's not in contention, like is he loyal to Milwaukee or is he loyal to having a shot at winning rings? I think Simmons quoted or said it as being like relevant. And if they're going to be, if the future doesn't look bright in Milwaukee, is Giannis going to is he going to push his way out? Because, man, this is an old-ass team, too. It's not like and you can see it. You can see it on the court. Tom Ziller in Good Morning It's Basketball was talking about how the rookie, was it A.J. Johnson, who was off to a really slow, like he didn't look great in preseason. And Doc Rivers, though, still going back to him. We look at their rotation last night because they're just looking for any sense of athleticism on this team because they look old. I mean, Taurean Prince, Giannis, Brook Lopez, Damian Lillard, Gary Trent Jr., and no young bucks in there. You have 5 minutes from Beauchamp. Where's the A.J. Johnson line here? Oh, Jackson. Excuse me, Jackson. He played 19 minutes. Gave him a +8 for him. 19 minutes. Regulator said, "Where's Zach Lowe? We need his take." Honestly, he's been tweeting him out. So if you're not following Zach Lowe on Twitter, he's been giving you a couple tweets every day, which is nice. He's reminding us he's still around. But I think there's real concern here with Milwaukee. And we've seen this stuff snowball before, right? It's probably too soon to, wave the white flag and be like, let's find homes for Giannis. But I mean, 1-4, 2 games against Cleveland. Cleveland showing no signs of slowing down, right? Cleveland looks awesome. They just dismantled the Lakers in that game the other night. And it's every night it's a different guy going off. Jared Allen had a monster stat line that night. We've seen Garland do it against the Knicks. We know they have Donovan Mitchell over there. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Milwaukee going to be in a little bit of a tough spot if they start something like 2-10, 2-11 to start the season. Need to find a new home for Doc. I mean, you joke about that, but if they do lose another coach, and that's like what, 3, that's 4, so they'd have to hire a new one. That's 4 coaches in like 2.5 seasons or whatever. Giannis, we're going to low-key start calling Giannis young LeBron the way he's going through coaches. So something to keep in mind as the season progresses here. What did we say? They play Saturday and Monday, I think, against Cleveland. So we'll check back in next week on Wednesday, the Wednesday NBA Bit Show, to see where they're at. But real concern. It just was not an impressive effort, right? There's losses sometimes where you don't freak out too much, right? We'll talk Celtics Pacers a little bit later, but that one, Celtics shot the ball poorly, but then we're still came back hard, lose a tough one in overtime. Like, sure, you're bummed out you lost, but they're there. Milwaukee just seems like they let go of the rope. Anyways, let's keep moving. Let's check in with some of the Wild West, because that was most of the action last night came from the Western Conference. I feel like I should give a little bit more love to Memphis here, who's now 3-3. They've been really managing some injuries and some minutes here to start the season with, guys in and out of the lineup consistently. But they just get so many guys they can throw at you, whether it's Santi Aldama coming off the bench, Brandon Clark, Jake LaRavia had an awesome game. He had a double-double. He was plus 30, the only guy that had a better plus-minus than Ja Morant. He had 11 and 10, little double-double, couple steals. And we mentioned Scottie Pippen Jr. They've just got so many guys, considering Desmond Bane, Marcus Smart, and Conchar all didn't play last night. But I think one of the more surprising performances or games of the night was Houston-Dallas. And Houston kind of gave it to Dallas. Dallas on a back-to-back right after playing Utah. We'll still do the drop just because, for the culture, for the Luka culture. We'll do some Luka magic. Luka magic. So let's start with Tari Eason. We had a really good Tari Eason game last night. 19 minutes off the bench, pretty efficient. 6 for 10 from the field, knocked down one of his 2 threes, 2 of his 3 free throws, had 15 and 4, but just super efficient. But they got a little bit of something from everyone. Jalen Green last night, 12 boards from Jalen Green, huh? Jalen Green getting big down there. Şengün with a double-double, 17 and 12. Dylan Brooks gave him 17. Dylan Brooks got most of his points, I feel like, in the first quarter. But Houston got out to that 11-point lead early on and then just kind of held on for dear life. Jabari Smith gave him 14 and 6. Kind of a disappointing start to the season for Jabari Smith Jr. fans, but whatever. No panic yet. And then for those paying attention to the rotation, Cam Whitmore and Reed Shepherd getting squeezed a little bit here, getting 5 and 8 minutes respectively. But they figured, looks like they're playing 8 guys now with Tyrese and Amin Thompson and Steven Adams. We had the debut of Steven Adams. So that's really only 7.5 guys. On the Dallas side of things, man, I don't know. Luka's maybe Common Man has a better perspective on this. And maybe you just chalk it up to being tired, right? Going from Utah to Dallas in one night. He had 29 and 5. Kyrie with a back-to-back solid games. He had 28, 8 and 7. But Luka doesn't really look great right now. I don't know, a little sluggish maybe. And I know his stats still are super impressive, right? But it's just we haven't seen kind of like that from a couple of guys. Although Wemby broke out of the that fantasy slump last night, but Luka just looks a little funky to me. Yeah, comment saying kind of a meh effort from the Mavs. Super Carl saying Luka killed him is so rare. Yeah, I mean, again, 29 and 5, you're not oh, come on, he had 29 points, but still, it's just not the same. And then PJ Washington and Gafford combined for both had 6 points. So did Derek Lively. And then just nothing really from anybody else. Klay Thompson, 2 for 9 from 3, 5 for 13 from the field. So, I mean, we're not panicking on it or anything like that. If anything, that's just a good road win for the Houston Rockets, who I think everybody was like, hey, you lost to Charlotte in opening night, blowing that massive lead. And since then, they've gone 3-1. What are Houston wins been over? I think it was one of them against Toronto, right? Let me double check that. I'm blanking now before the We the North people start yelling at me. They got wins over Memphis. They split with the Spurs and wins over Dallas. Okay, so nothing too exciting, but good win for the Rockets, I think, to get past Luka Magic and the Mavs. Good for you guys. Let's go to San Antonio before we get to the big one of the night. Spurs finally get another W against the Jazz. Jazz are in full tank form. They're in mid-season tank form here. Let's look at this. Let's look at these minutes here. So no Lowry Markkanen, no Taylor Hendricks, of course. Jordan Clarkson got hurt. He didn't play the second half, I don't believe, or most of the second half. So they started out there. Filipowski Cody Williams, Walker Kessler, Clarkson, and George. And then it's Colin Eubanks, Bryce Sensabaugh. Sexton got some minutes. I mean, his team's not good, but we finally got a ceiling Wemby game. His second 5x5 game of his short career. I believe it's only happened like 22 times in life, 22 times, and he's gotten 2 of them already. He just like an insane game. 25 points, 9 boards, 7 dimes, 5 steals, 5 blocks. My guy chucked up 13 threes last night. That is a lot of threes. I love it. Love it from Wemby. It was fun to see him bounce back after just kind of like a real ho-hum performances to start the season, especially after that OKC game. And I was thinking more about this, that maybe we should put a little bit more respect on the OKC defense, man. The Oklahoma City defense is just incredible. It's just so good. They can attack you so many different ways. And again, all this without Hartenstein so far. Just really impressive stuff from that defense. Because I had some frustration here with Wemby's performances early on, and that game was just so boring. Because Oklahoma City just ran over him. And I was like, man, what is going on with Wemby? Maybe we get too excited. Maybe he's a little bit tired after the Olympics, whatever. Last night was a reminder that his ceiling is just as high as everybody else. Common Man said, how are you this shitty with Lowry and Clarkson and Sexton without intention? How are you this shitty with Lowry and Clarkson and Sexton without intention? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm confused. Say that again. Or maybe I'm having a bad time reading it. There we go. What's up, Jordan? Good to see you, man. Yeah. The Bucks are a little. You know what though? I didn't say this enough about Milwaukee. They just need Middleton coming back would help quite a bit. Middleton coming back would help quite a bit. They do need him. They need Chris Middleton. But again, when's the last time he's had like a healthy season? You know. How are the Jazz this bad without trying to be bad? Well, I think they are trying to be bad, man. I think they are. Right? I think if they were trying to be good, John Collins would have started and not Kyle Filipowski. I mean, they started 2 rookies last night. 2 rookies and a second-year guy in Williams, Filipowski, and George. Yeah. So I think they are trying to be bad. You know what I mean? Like they have Sexton coming off the bench. I think they are. All right, let's go to the last game of the night, which is pretty exciting. We finally got a Booker ceiling game, too. Suns come storming back. Clippers had a 17-point lead after the first, 18-point lead going into halftime, and then the Suns outscoring by 16 and then 8, finishing that game 125-119. Kevin Durant, man, he was funny. He tweeted out last night, good win for the Suns. Sorry about your parlays or something like that. Ryan Dunn, first rookie to knock down 4 triples. Look at that, 16 points and 4 boards. Yusuf Nurkic, where are you, bro? You know what, Nurk? I was excited for you to be with Coach Bud. Thought we were going to get like a Nurk renaissance here. Nurk has been rough. I really do think I saw S from who does the Athletic morning show. I forget what they call it, the Athletic NBA show, daily. I forget what they call it, but he tweeted out that they are one big boy away from being like a legit contender this season. And I think that's right. I think that is right. Regulators said Ryan Dunn is the front runner of the Rookie of the Year. Well, yeah, it's not going to take much to be the front runner of the Rookie of the Year, but yeah, he played 34 minutes. That was no Bradley Beal in this game, but he did start over Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal. Royce O'Neal, by the way, who gave him 21 and 7 off the bench. Booker, though, let's give it for Booker, man. Got to the line 15 times, knocked down 13 of them, hit 5 of his 9 triples, finished with 40 points, little 40 spot, and 8 dimes. Good win for them as they came back. Give Harden some more love, who's just been. I know like, he didn't shoot the 3-ball well last night, but another triple-double from him, 25, 13, and 10. And even in this loss, right, this is 2 L's to the Suns, and now they've lost a couple games in a row. They're 2-3. Clippers, man, have been fun at least, man. Harden's been good. Harden's been really good for them. Zubac has been great. Disappeared in the fourth quarter last night. Could have used some more Zubac points, but Suns are off to a really good start. We're gonna poke here to the NBA standings here. We'll hit on a couple of other teams too before we get into some of the doctors of carrying stuff. Yeah, Common Man says I've been eating on Harden rebounds and assists. Yeah, man, he's been He's been legit. He's been legit. When we look at the Western Conference, though, Oklahoma City Thunder, they, to me, like, I know the Cavs have been winning a bunch of games, and I think they are knocking on the door. I got a hot take coming from the Hoop Cent show when it finally drops. Is I think the Cavs are going to be like the number 2 team in the East this year. But Oklahoma City is in that tier with the Celtics. They are so good, and again, doing this without Hartenstein. Also, Draymond Green, man. Draymond Green goes on his little his podcast, and is talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder in their post-game press conference stuff and being like, oh, that's corny, dude. It doesn't show toughness. It doesn't show toughness that these guys are trying to interview him and you're just barking in the background. Really? No, they want to know that you're tough, that you have that killer in you. They want to know that you'll punch your teammate in the face like we do in Golden State. Shut up, Draymond. What are we doing? What are we talking about, Draymond? Just like you stop with the main character stuff for a second, can we? But the Thunder, to me, clearly the top team in the West, and I think they still have room to grow, man. They still don't have their own freaking I don't know if he's starting, but Hartenstein too. I mean, to consider like that they're adding him. Also, like Kassan Wallace has been awesome for them to start this season. Like Caruso's only playing 20 minutes a game. They're just a really, really good defensive team, and I feel like they match up well against everybody else if they can stay healthy. But anyways, OKC cleared top team in the West, but Phoenix, man, 4-1. Golden State's 4-1. I'll be the first to say I think this Golden State 4-1 is a little fishy. They've had wins over Utah, Portland, and then 2 against the Pelicans. And the Pelicans, man, they got some Milwaukee Bucks energy in them right now where they just look sleepy. I know they've been bitten by the injury bug too, but I know Steph Curry and you drop 2 to the Golden State. I mean, like, come on, bro. But anyway, Suns and Warriors look great. And then it's just kind of smorgasbord of the Rockets, Lakers, Mavs, all 3-2. You get the Grizz at 3-3. West feels like wide open after these top 2, but I agree with Regulator, man. I think the Suns are a legit threat in the Western Conference right now, especially with some of these teams taking a little bit to figure themselves out, like the Minnesota Timberwolves. And maybe the Suns just needed like a real coach that they believed in, and not like, no disrespect to Frank Vogel, but like Frank Vogel kind of inherited this Marvel Avengers team of just like, here's a star here, a star there. Vogel goes out. Now they have a coach that they recognize they need some leadership. Coach Bud comes in here. He's like, I know how to get regular season W's. And everybody's contributing. We've had some KD games. Ryan Dunn's contributing. We've had a Booker 40-point game. Everybody but their bigs, right? And they, again, I think my only concern is just, Kevin Durant, a little not long in the tooth. That's not the way to say it, but he's getting up there and he's playing a lot of minutes and has had some injury stuff in the past. So as long as they can stay healthy and hopefully monitor their minutes the deeper into the season we get, there's no reason they can't cook, right? Regular City picked the Suns in the top 4 in the West. Yeah, I didn't when I first did like prediction stuff, I didn't, and then I made some adjustments. I think I said at the beginning of the year, my favorite, before like the first day of the season, my favorite long shot bet was the Suns to finish number 1 seed. I feel like that would be a fun bet. Boston Base, yeah, I already said that, bro. Turn those headphones up. Lock in, Boston Base. I know it's Friday, but I need your full attention, okay? I would feel better about my team if Bud was my coach. The Jason Kidd effect, baby. Let's go to segment number 3 of the morning. Little Dr. Zakarian. Let's get your stethoscopes out. I think that's a medical term. Brutal news last night for the Orlando Magic as Paolo Banchero, freaking torn oblique, I believe it is. Let me pull up the official tweet about it here. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. So anybody that had bet on, most improved player, on any sort of like big awards here for him, that is unfortunately not good. Yeah, we got a torn oblique here as I share this again. Let's share it again. Turn and cough, Regulator. That's too low here. We gotta boost this up a little bit here. Yeah, Paolo diagnosed with a torn oblique, out at least 4 to 6 weeks. That's brutal for Orlando, man. They've been off to a really fun start. Shout out Courtside Tony in the chat. Not right now, but sometimes. I know he's a big Orlando fan. He says Goga's season. Goga's been missing some time too. Franz is questionable tonight. It just sucks because he was like, it wasn't just him taking a leap, right? Jalen Suggs has been awesome to start this season. He really has. He's been like, I feel like he's shooting like 40+% from three to start the year. It's not even like, I feel like we haven't talked too much about Kentavious Caldwell Pope's fit with Orlando, just because Suggs has been the story so far. They've been getting some good minutes from Anthony Black, who really helped them out on Tuesday night in their win. Excuse me. It's me who's battling a cough, right? It just sucks that this is what's happening with Orlando, who, again, we right off that 50+ point game against the Pacers, and then this is what you're hit with. Magic right now, let's look at what they're right now. They are 3-2 in the East, man. And like we were talking about, Eastern Conference getting a little bit tougher. You've got the Sixers. We still don't know when Paul George and Joel Embiid are back, right? Joel Embiid, it was six. We made fun of the Sixers last time for getting fined $100,000 for just like not saying that they have an injury. But the Sixers are 1-3 to start this season. You've got the Bucks 1-4 to start this season. The Orlando Magic right now are 3-2. You want to know who else is 3-2? The Chicago freaking Bulls. The Chicago Bulls are 3-2 right now. If we look at their wins too. They lost to the Pelicans on opening night. They beat Milwaukee. Then they lose to OKC. They beat Memphis, and they beat Orlando. Excuse me. So I wonder, is Chicago a little bit better than we thought they were? I don't know. But yeah, man, Levine's questionable heading into tonight. There was another Bull that I thought, Jalen Smith missed the last game as well. I mean, I don't think Chicago's really like a threat, but I think the East may be just a little bit better than we thought. And that's just a huge bummer for Orlando. 4 to 6 weeks. What does that get you to? That's like, hopefully he's back by Christmas is what we're saying, right? And like, can Orlando, sustain without him? I mean, we'll find out. Jamal Mosley, you're getting paid now. This is earning your paycheck right here. I'm trying to think of like who sticks up or stands out. I mean, Franz Wagner is really going to have to take over a lot of that playmaking that Paolo is doing, right? Where like that point forward stuff, it's going to have to be Franz. And it's just too bad. It's too bad for Orlando. So hopefully they can hang on. French fun. I was going to talk about the Wemby 5x5, but I also wanted to talk about our guy, Bilal Coulibaly. I'm going to pull up Basketball Reference here so we can see that, because Bilal Coulibaly, guys, we might be getting the leap, okay? He has looked awesome to start the season for the Washington Wizards. Washington Wizards, like low-key, my favorite league pass team right now, because they're just like Jordan Poole's been a little bit better as of late. And they've just been a little bit more fun. But freaking Coulibaly, guys, in his 4 games this season, right? So for a career, he's averaged 9 points a game in his young career. This season jumped up to 18, almost 19 points a game, 5 boards a game, a couple assists a game. I've been telling you guys we've been betting on a steal a game. I mean, over 1.5 steals per game. Just lock and load that in. They've been missing Kuzma the last couple of games too, so that's been part of it. He's been getting a little bit more run. I wanted to see like his most recent games here. All right, I can't see that right now. I'll go over to the Wizards here. But Bilal Coulibaly's looks great, man. And the way that their starting 5 is right now, with Jonas Valanciunas coming off the bench, now no Kuz, so you're just gonna see like a lot of Bub Carrington, a lot of Alex Sarr, a lot of Jordan Poole. It's just fun. It's a fun team. Also, they just back-to-back W's over the Atlanta Hawks. I know the Atlanta Hawks too battling so many injuries as well, but yeah, it's good. Regulator said Brandon Miller should be back tonight for what it's worth. That is a lot of fun. Let's go see what we got for the schedule tonight. Let's see what we got for the NBA schedule tonight. What is on doc? As we were looking at the Bulls, let's go look at the schedule for tonight. Well, that's going to show me the NBA schedule, the Bulls schedule. No, let's just go November 1st. Happy November, rabbit. So we got Celtics and the Hornets. Magic got Cavs is on ESPN, which again would have been more exciting if we had freaking Paolo. Cavs are at home trying to stay undefeated. That could be 6-0. We've got New York on the road against the Detroit basketball Pistons. Low-key fun fantasy game. Sacramento Kings on the road against the Atlanta Hawks. Chicago at Brooklyn. I was going to say that'd be a tank fest, but Brooklyn above 500. We've got the riddled Raptors against the Lakers. So we learned Scotty Barnes is going to be out, 3 to 4 weeks, I think, with that eye injury. That sucked. However, that Toronto-Charlotte game the other night was pretty fun. I don't know how many people watched that one. Probably not many because you guys have more important things to do in life. But RJ Barrett and Jakob Poeltl were absolutely eating against Charlotte. However, Big Dick Nick Rich, baby. It is Nick Richards season. My guy coming off a career game against Toronto. Against Toronto, just dominating down low. Big double from him. He's averaging a double for the season. Like Nick Richard looks awesome for Charlotte, which is crazy. Bring back Mark Williams soon, please, so he can do that stuff. But it's going to be the RJ Jakob experience. I don't think we're getting Steven Torres. What's up, my guy? I don't think we're getting why did I was going to say IQ and I almost said R. Kelly. What? I don't think we get IQ back tonight. I don't know what just happened there. He's still doubtful. Hopefully back soon. But it's going to be a lot of RJ Barrett, so we'll maybe look at some of those numbers. What other games do we have tonight? We've got Indiana against New Orleans. See who that should be a lot of points. We should get a lot of points in that game. The second ESPN game, though, Denver against Minnesota. That'll be a fun one. And then the nightcap, OKC against Portland. That won't be a fun one. That one should be over quickly. DeAndre Ayton's about to get cooked. Jeff saying Nets got Olympic Dennis Schroeder and paid regular season Dennis Schroeder price. Yeah, dude, Schroeder's been lighting it up the last couple of games. He's looked great. He's looked really good. Pelicans are a sad team. I know, man. What is going on with New Orleans? This should be a fun fantasy one, though. I think we will get that. Let's go. Speaking of fantasy, let's go over to the Underdog. If you are a VIP member, we'll have one of those shows a little bit later today. Although I did say I was going to do Free Friday today, so you get that going. But let's go check over some pick'ems. Let's go look at the Raptors here for a second because I wanted to see what that RJ number is. Maybe just points. 24.5 points is a lot. 24.5 is a little bit more than I wanted here. Oh, no, mobile web. There we go. 24.5, a little bit more. Regulator says no way Boston loses 2 in a row. No, but I don't really know how to attack Charlotte. Like, I don't really want to attack Al Horford numbers. Maybe, what do we see? What's Tillman's point line tonight? Let's actually look that up. Let's look up Xavier. Let's see what Xavier Tillman's points are. No Xavier Tillman? Did I spell it wrong? All right, are they just giving us Luke Cornett numbers? That's it? So we've got White, Holiday, Al Horford. That's it. I wanted some Luke Cornett numbers. Damn. Anybody got some picks for this morning, for today? I know it's early, but that's what we do, okay? This is what time the game's at. Let's clear all. Let's just sort by NBA. What's going on here? There we go. We got... I don't really want to touch the Cavs at the Magic, I don't think, especially with Franz questionable. That game could get out of hand. I feel like Cade Cunningham over 23.5. I'm going to keep going to that one. I'm going to keep going there. Regular said Pritchard will kill the Hornets. Yeah, Pritchard's lines aren't up yet, but I'm going to keep attacking Cade. I feel like Cade will have a good game. I don't know if we have Jalen Brunson numbers because Cat's questionable. Yeah, so Cat is the only Nick that's listed right now because because he's questionable, so that would affect everybody else's lines. We'll start with Cade points, though. I like that. Celtics, Hornets, again, I just wish they had some other guys listed. Same thing, Bulls, I don't know. What about Giddey's points, rebounds, and assists? 28.5 against Brooklyn. I feel like he should be able to cook against Brooklyn. And Giddey, quietly stringing together some games here. Last game went 20-11-5. We got a 12-13-8, 14-7-4. What do we think? Wow, triple double 17x. 17x for a triple double. Speaking of Jeff, you tell that to Philly fans. He just cooked Philly. But you mean from a fantasy perspective? Yeah, it has been. Guys, can I speak? Can we do a Josh Giddey triple double? What do we think about this? Is anybody 17x for a triple double? I feel like that's in play. No, especially if we get no Zach LaVine. 17x, bro. So just those two. That's 51x. Triple double. 10 to win 5-15. Can we do this? If I kind of like this. It's not like Brooklyn plays defense, right? I mean, this is the spiciest of spice. 17x for a triple-double for Josh Giddey, who basically does 10, 8, and 8 anyways. Guys, let's ride. Let's freaking ride. Imagine if we hit that and not the oh, it's not going to let me enter it, right? Imagine if we hit that and not the other one. All right, so location error again. God darn it. Let's do it, though. We're going to put in Giddy here. Giddy for the trip dub. Don't take this off, Numi. Don't you do it. Triple double 17x, and then Cade over 22. What was it? 23 and a half. There we go. 10 to win 5-15. Holy crap. All right, follow along, baby. Let's go. Boston base. Yeah, we talked about Dame. He's shooting is variance though. You don't want me to pull up some of Tatum shooting since that first game going 8 for 11 from 3, right? So I think there is some variance to it. I don't think he's necessarily bad. I'm more concerned about Dame on the the defensive side of things. I think that's where the real problem is for Milwaukee. I mean, we were doing this last season where we were just attacking guards, right? Guards who were going against the Bucks. We would just light them up. And Maxey, remember that was like one of the first games of the year. Maxey lit him up for like 30 something plus points. And it's only gotten worse. And there was hope that the second half of the season, when Doc Rivers took over, they adjusted the defense, went back to the drop D, that maybe this would help out a little bit, right? And that the defense would be a little bit stronger heading into the season. That has not been the case early on. I wanted to pop over, since we did this last time. Let's see how our advancement is going so far. Let's do this one. All right, so we got 118, like we said. I didn't have a lot of guys going last night besides Harden, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 so far. 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15. What else? A lot of third places. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Is that going to be it there? 20. Yeah. All right. So we got 20 advancing, but we got to have at least 10 in third here. So that's pretty fun. Well, let's poke in a couple of these that are in first right now. We got 1353 here, a comfy lead. A lot of Cade, Cam Thomas. I had a lot of Cade Cunningham, and he's been successful so far. Dennis Schroeder, how about him cooking? Paolo, though, that's going to hurt KD. Luckily, we get DeRozan. It's going to be a battle of attrition with a lot of these right now, just because of how many injuries we've had. Here's another one with Harden and Cade. That's a fun guard start right there. And then Tatum has just been money. Andrew Wiggins, too, weirdly been good. So there you go. There's some best ball updates. I don't know how you guys are doing right now, but that train wreck outside your window is the Buck season. It's for real. Anyways, there you go. That might be it for today. I don't know. You guys have anything else you want to get into? I know it's a little bit more abbreviated. I think it's because it's a long day, so I'm trying to move through stuff a little bit faster than normal. Jeff said in the Spike Week format, tough to get an accurate read until the week is complete. My Jokic Wemby teams were 11th or 12th after week 1, almost in third now. Yeah, I mean, so we're like almost done with the week 2, right? I think week 2 ends on Sunday. For those that don't know, so you get whatever your points are at the end of the week, that total goes to you. And then the next week, you start at 0 again for the week, but you still hold on to those main points. So each week it's tabulated. Weather report, the weather is nutty. Yeah, it's been a little bit weird. I mean, it was gorgeous yesterday. It was 80 degrees. It was kind of weird on Halloween to have an 80-degree day. A little bit cooler today, I think in the 70s, but it's pretty windy over here. Pretty windy. Everybody have a good Halloween. Ooh, Conman says if you bump it up to 24.5 and pair with Giddy, it's 58x. Jeez. Let it ride, baby. Let it ride. The Giddy triple double. You heard it here first. We didn't do anything for Halloween. Kels had to work pretty late. So no Halloween plans. No Halloween plans. Actually, last time was my first night. I didn't have anything. I was supposed to have we were supposed to have 89 Cavs last night, but 89 Cavs got pushed. So it was the first night this week where I get to relax a little bit, which was nice. Watch a little football, watch a little basketball. Yeah, dude, the flash floods in Spain have been insane, man. Flash floods in Spain have been nutso. Terrifying stuff. And then Boston basically went trick-or-treating, handed out cards, candy. The cards were a huge hit. That's good, man. Any top shots? Also, can I real quick? I just want to make fun of one thing with the Top Shot announcement yesterday. I don't know why, and I mean, I don't even know how many people saw it at this point. I don't know why this made me laugh so much, but let me see if I can find NBA Top Shot. Their most recent tweet, the one about the announcement. Okay, I don't know why, but this made me laugh so much, and it made me think I only could see this in like the Trump voice. Big upgrades coming this season. Big upgrades. I just like that was all I could see in this. It made me laugh a lot. It also made me laugh because it felt like all of those things, like big upgrades coming, and it was just a bunch of stuff that's happened already, like audio and moments we've had, trade-ins we've had, player hangouts we've had, cooking with Cade. Remember cooking with Cade? Anyways, it just it made me giggle, but I hope everybody else is doing well with it. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. I'm gonna go hydrate. I'm gonna drink some water. I had too much coffee this morning. I can feel it in my left shoulder. Also, the pup's had like a little blister on his paw. I think we got to keep an eye on that. That's gonna be my day today. Content and puppy watch. But if I don't see you for the fantasy content, I'll never forgive you. But I hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll be back with the NBA bit Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Stay tuned for the Hoop Sense announcement. Very excited for that first episode to drop. Also, you want to know a fun thing? I don't know how many people saw like Angel Reese and Kai and Anthony. Kai and Anthony, Carmelo's kid, was on Angel Reese's podcast, and there's a bunch of clips going around for that right now. That's the same studio Trey and I recorded in this week. Pretty sick. So that hopefully, everybody just go engage with the content once it drops. Anyways, I think that's it. Have a great day. Stay cozy. Enjoy the weekend. We out.